Regret was kind of funny. After fighting for 5 years, he's just like, the journey requires sacrifice. Blow this thing up. Arbiter is reasonably like, are you kidding me? Like, we just got here.
The Halo universe is filled with wonder, mystery, and fascinating discoveries around every corner. With so much to explore, four friends decided it was about time that they boot up their consoles and discuss this universe that has grabbed their attention since childhood. JumperScape Audio kindly welcomes you to join them in the library.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the library, the show where we talk about Halo lore. I'm Austin.
I'm Shane.
I'm James.
I'm Connor.
And welcome. We're here to talk about that second Battle of Harvest. We already talked about the first dish, and the second dish is much, much worse. But before we get into lore and everything like that, I have to do the usual things. First of all, JumperScape.com if you want to get plugged into our community or find ways to support us. All of our Patreon members are fantastic, and we love you all very, very much, and you help make a lot of this possible, along with us being at the Community Corner, which is always a fantastic time. But hey, you know what the Community Corner did?
What'd it do?
It opened an opportunity, because I realized our events go crazy. So we're going back, baby. Not to Halo. Just to clarify, I'm not talking about Halo right now. I don't know yet. We're going back to the Answer Brew Pub.
Oh,
we're making that official.
Of course we are.
Yeah.
I gotta.
Okay, I didn't know if we were going to do that.
I gotta.
Okay.
Look at James's shocked face.
I totally didn't know about this already.
Thumbnail.
We knew we were going back. It was just I did not know we were making this public at the very moment.
Of course we are.
Cool.
Because I gotta. I need people to get their travel arrangements figured out.
Mm-hmm.
Get down to Richmond, Virginia. Go to the Answer Brew Pub on April 17th and April 18th. 2 days. We're like WrestleMania. April 17th is going to be just an evening thing. You show up and there'll be some activity. Right now it's looking like it's going to be a movie. So look forward to that. Don't know which one yet. I guess we may put out a vote, or I'll just put a vote. Hey, you know what? Right here, right now, us four. I'm going to do one or the other. All right, ready? Halo Nightfall or Halo Forward Unto Dawn?
Forward Unto Dawn.
Forward Unto Dawn.
Nightfall.
Okay, Forward Unto Dawn. All right, Halo Forward Unto Dawn or Halo Legends?
Forward Unto Dawn.
Forward Unto Dawn. Legends would be cool though, but Forward Unto Dawn.
Legends.
Okay, Forward Unto Dawn. All right, Halo Forward Unto Dawn or Halo Fall of Reach?
Forward Unto Dawn.
Forward Unto Dawn. Reach.
All right, Halo Forward Unto Dawn or the first episode of the TV show?
Forward Unto Dawn. Don't even bother with any other.
Forward Unto Dawn.
Why don't we,
I don't want to watch that. Halo
again.
Legends is actually pretty close.
No, that's the one I was like, oh, well,
I don't want to watch the first episode of the TV show again.
So we could watch a few episodes of Halo Legends before Forward Unto Dawn. Thoughts?
Well, it's like a pregame thing, like how they did Pixar shorts before the movies.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Or maybe we just pick and choose maybe like 2 or 3.
What I'll do is I'll take the Forward Unto Dawn film and I'll just like add in one random Connor in there, and we'll have to just catch it and see when it happens.
Just throw everyone like for a loop as soon as like the intros, as soon as like you pan to Lasky in the openings, like as soon as the movie starts.
I'm picturing like the elite that cuts through the statue, just
oh no, you can't ruin that scene. That scene is too good.
I could.
No, don't. Please, that scene is like amazing. Don't do that.
But yes, indeed, we're going back to the Answer Brew Pub, and it's unconfirmed, but I've heard rumor we like to have fun beer might be coming back.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm,
maybe.
Hold the presses.
I still have 2 in my fridge.
I am out. I'm dry.
I still have like 3 left.
All I've had left is just slaying Yinglings.
Kicking Yinglings. Did you buy the garage beers? I'd leave them here at one point.
Someone got them and left them here.
I think that might have been me then.
Yeah, I appreciate it. They've been very tasty.
They are. I might switch. I might switch from Modelo to garage beer.
I can't do that. I think Modelo's still way better.
Modelo's delicious.
It is good, but I like to switch it up every now and then. I've been on Modelo for like the last year and a half.
Lime garage. I mean, I can't even. It depends on the day. They're totally different.
I just need my dark back, like lager, stout.
They're just different.
Darker stuff.
Like I can't
Darker stuff.
compare.
I agree.
Garage beer and Modelo. They're just different.
But that being said,
They're fairly similar.
Brew Pub, we're
very
talking
similar.
about this stuff, of course, but there's also other reasons. If you didn't go last year, or I guess this year, that's weird to think about. This year, if you didn't go this year,
it is weird to
it
think
feels
about.
like it was last year.
It was the same year.
Yeah. If you didn't go this year, then you're not going to miss it, because we had an all-day Halo LAN party, a Halo tournament with prizes that I totally didn't just pull out of nowhere, that I was like, I hope I have something to hand out. And along with that, I mean, we're talking like probably some of the best food that I had while I was staying down there.
The banh mi.
I'm just saying, it's good stuff, dude. So if you haven't gone down there and joined us yet, join us next year, because we're also trying to make it much bigger in its scale, including possibilities of things like the 405th helping.
Ooh,
Who knows?
that
Who
sounds
knows?
like fun.
Yeah. So we have a lot of stuff that's being worked on right now, and that's one of them. And you get to know that one. So as always, swimming in all sorts of secrets that I can't actually discuss, half because some of them are fine to talk about, but if I mention them now, there's a chance they won't happen because they're not completely confirmed. And the other one is I just simply can't say. I can't tell you. NDAs. Anyway, so my friends, Halo Lo-Fi 24/7. Go and tune into it. Chatternet Daily Halo Radio Show. Tune into that every single day. It's a good time. And the second Battle of Harvest.
I was gonna say shout out to Slush, but we already said Harvest.
Well, you just said it now.
Shout out to Slush.
So what we're talking about today is, of course, we're talking about the second Battle of Harvest, because the first battle was rather small, a little skirmish on the surface. Rapid conversion it gets severely damaged in this battle. Maccabeus gets taken out by, why are we doing Assassin's Blade thing?
Oh, wait, do you have
because of the joke I made. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see that when I?
No, I did. I thought
Okay.
it was Hidden Blade.
Yeah, I was. Well,
I didn't know why we were doing it, so I
Didn't know why.
no. I was just like,
a
okay, I guess we're
follower.
doing Assassin's Creed.
Just
It's a dagger, but Austin posted an Assassin's Creed joke about it being like a hidden blade in our Telegram chat. So I'm just gonna start walking up to people now. And just,
with a real hidden blade.
yeah.
So I'm just gonna start walking up to people. And Shane didn't harm innocent civilians. Desynced. Anyway, it was an all right battle. It was mostly just tragic. It was a tragedy in many ways. It wasn't very much a large scale thing, but that's where this second battle comes into play. There's not a whole lot of detail about it, so we're just I'm gonna play around with what likely would happen, and also what could we potentially see if, let's say, after Campaign Evolved, or maybe in one of these three missions that Campaign Evolved happens for some reason. I don't even know how they're going to do it. If we get Johnson's personal story from the Battle of Harvest, or if we'll do anything that's related to Chief. But what would happen if Harvest does get turned into a game? Now that it seems like it's more likely to happen. So kicking things off, last time the battle ended and it was, now it's a calm period, but then March 1st, a super carrier shows up.
Uh-oh.
And they're like, oh, they get bigger.
no.
That's a big ship.
That's a big one.
Oh
In
no,
atmosphere.
big ship.
Yeah. And then Battle Group X-Ray, led by a recently pulled out of retirement Admiral Cole. He has 40 ships at his command. And so 40 ships versus one super carrier. I mean, who's your money on, guys?
The super carrier.
A big alien super carrier.
Okay, that's understandable. That's fair. So here's the deal. The battle does start, and we have this back and forth a little bit. Archer missiles, Mac cannons, trying to outmaneuver, blah, blah, blah.
In atmosphere.
In atmosphere. And
atmosphere.
super carrier is kind of just tanking pretty much everything. And, I'm going to turn that back down. And, the super carrier one-shots multiple ships.
No.
Because it has very, very high-class weaponry, and the UNSC has just discovered these guys. So we're talking like... like, just think how comically perfect it would be. Just insert a PNG of a laser hitting a PNG of a UNSC ship, and then just click and drag a PNG of an explosion on top of it. That's basically what it was.
There goes trillions of taxpayer dollars in a second.
When your whole fleet looks like fighter jets next to this ship,
Yes.
You'll have that.
Well, Master Beef, here's the thing. They didn't have energy shielding even at the end of the war. There were some ships that did. The Saber was the first time that we actually had like for real, like known energy shielding. There was prowlers and stuff that could have some shielding and such, but that was technologically advanced stuff. That was expensive stuff. That was Oni stuff. UNSC didn't have energy shields until like maybe the Infinity. And even then, I don't think the Infinity had shields. They just didn't do it for some reason. They opted instead for heavy armor plating because whoever was designing the vehicles of UNSC really, really liked Warhammer.
and you're also expecting that it's going to take fire from known projectiles
instead of plasma and also whatever it is Forerunners fire, this kinetic energy stuff.
Isn't it just hard light?
It's kind of, but
flinging at your face at like 5 million feet per second.
It's again kind of in a way, but you know, shielding completely uncommon in the UNSC fleet. There was basically no ships that had shielding, and even then it was either experimental or very small ships because they couldn't do massive scale like what Covenant can do because they had the advantage of Forerunners and studying them for thousands of years, and humanity had only just started scratching the surface by the time they got to the Infinity. And the Infinity's biggest feat was being able to mesh Forerunner engine technology into the Fujikawa drives that are already present within the UNSC. So that's the thing, right? Like the super carrier here is just bodying all these ships. Cutting a very long battle short because it was a rather sizable battle and there's a lot of details about who shot who and what maneuvers were going on. But the general ending of it, 13 UNSC ships got destroyed. A solid third. Did you womp womp?
You just womp womp the good guys.
Womp womp.
Where's his button at?
Boo womp, actually.
Boo womp, not womp womp.
But yeah, a solid third of the battle group X-Ray got completely bodied by one Covenant ship. And that immediately set people to be rather afraid. One thing that came out of this battle, this very early first battle, you could say, basically large scale battle. Good job.
I've been on this mission for weeks. This mission has taken so long.
Quick, jump off the cliff.
I tried.
But yeah, this first battle introduced the Cole Protocol. The book was written that day. No, I'm kidding.
That very day.
25, baby. And no, it was, or 25-26, whatever. It was
God, there's
25-26. Yeah.
I forget how long the Human Covenant War was and how we have like barely scratched the surface about like just the length of the war in terms of like games or books. We don't know too much about it.
I'm hoping that we can start revisiting it because I could go for a Clone Wars, but Halo.
That would be cool.
I would love that.
That'd be cool. That'd be cool.
And 27 years is a lot of time. But yeah.
It's going to make a really good book series.
Shut up.
It's more of a book series than a video game series at this point.
Hopefully that's changing with them working on, quote, multiple projects right now.
Yes.
All at once.
Hopefully. That. There are multiple titles in the works right now.
But yeah, we were very early on in this war. And so them getting bodied was no surprise. But they had to introduce the Cole Protocol because essentially after seeing this battle, this is essentially how it boiled down, right? Was about to get into a fight. We'll post the results later. I got my ass beat, bro. I'm not posting that.
Everyone's adding you on Twitter. Hey, come on. You said you were going to post. Nah, bro. I got clocked. I'm not posting that.
Which is pretty much what happened. Because pretty much the gist of it was they would not let any human media outlet cover the battle. Not even know about it. So that was step one of this Cole Protocol thing. And then from there, documents were drafted by folks like Parangoski, lady in charge of Oni, essentially just confirming the instatement of this Cole Protocol, which I will read now because the actual reading of Cole Protocol is kind of fun. And I don't think people very often actually listen to what Cole Protocol actually is and how it actually has documentation. That being said, there's like 3 documents, so it's not really that detailed, but it is enough. Basically,
we haven't read documents on the show in a while.
No, we haven't.
I don't know. You guys might have.
No, we haven't since the terminals. Not since then.
That was an episode of all time.
People actually liked it.
Well, it got fun when we started reading in really stupid voices.
Yes, which I have to give you credit. I think you were the first one to start doing that. I think you were reading for Anders or something like.
There was like episode. We did one a while back.
My voice. I'm sorry.
I'm pretty sure it was a guy, and he used like a woman's voice for it.
Yes.
I was cooking,
And then my voice kept cracking as well.
and then we're like, Shane, do it, and then he goes, oh no,
Because that's what ladies sound like.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this document starts very simply. On Halopedia, they have it listed out. Starts with hypodermic FXTJ contain the basic instructions set in the final draft of the first articles of the Cole Protocol. The report's contents are as follows. Admiral Parangoski, Office of Naval Intelligence, routing sequence hypodermic FXTJ, codename classified Pied Piper. Based on the data revealed by the alien, quote, these new protocols must be immediately implemented. All UNSC and civilian ships which come in contact with alien assets must have nav computer AI erased, destroyed if necessary, to prevent capture of core world locations. All human vessels fleeing from alien forces must do so on a randomly generated vector away from UNSC core world locations. ONI Section 2 to immediately begin slipstream space attenuated broadcast of pre-recorded human carrier signals from antiquity to prevent triangulation of Earth. That part is fun. People don't talk about that part, is that ONI genuinely starts sending out signals from ships that don't exist anymore to try to confuse the Covenant.
Oh, that's interesting.
Then it moves on to Article 1, which reads, United Nations Space Command Emergency Priority Order 098831A-1, encryption code red, public key, blah, 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 from NAVCOM Fleet HT Ward to all UNSC personnel. Subject, General Order, blah, 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 the Cole Protocol. To safeguard and protect the inner colonies and Earth, all UNSC vessels or stations must not be captured with intact navigation databases that may lead Covenant forces to human civilization population centers. If any Covenant forces are detected, activate selective purge of databases on all ship-based and planetary data networks. Initiate triple screen check to ensure all data has been erased and all backups neutralized. Execute viral data scavengers. Download from this fake website that doesn't exist because it starts with UNSC TTP, not HTTP. If retreating from Covenant forces, all ships must enter slipstream space with randomized vectors not directed towards Earth, the inner colonies, or any other human population center. In case of imminent capture by Covenant forces and borders, all UNSC ships must self-destruct. Violation of this directive will be considered an act of treason and pursuant to UNSC military law articles JAG 845-P and JAG 7556-L. Such violations are punishable by life imprisonment or execution.
Sounding a whole lot like Super Earth.
Chat brings up a good point. Atomic Lactator of Rome's Alone,
Of course.
brought up that the Covenant ended up finding Earth on accident.
Yes.
So it's kind of funny that you do all this and they find it on accident. And, this also proves that it worked.
Yes, because it did take them 27 years to find it.
And they were going to Earth anyway.
That's a whole Pennywise cycle.
Anyway.
So he pulls up back to Earth. The aliens are here. Oh,
no, he's dead by now. Huh. Shared universe?
Different universe?
Was Pennywise a primordial?
Was Pennywise
on primordial?
Was he on High Charity?
Was he on High Charity the whole time?
Was he High Charity?
Was he at least something?
Beep beep, Master Chief.
I think he was a precursor.
I have to watch Welcome to Derry. I have to watch it.
I like it so far. I've heard
good things, and I've seen I got TikToks.
Dick Halloran's in it.
I don't even have
The Shining.
I don't even have like HBO, so I was like, whatever. Like I'll deal with spoiler, but like after I seen like the first episode, I'm like, I might have to tap into this. I kind of want to watch it now.
Welcome to Derry, a good name for a show either about it or about a guy who has never drank milk in his life.
That's what I like about the show, though. Is it's more about Derry.
Yeah,
the clown is still not shown up yet.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, barely.
No, I was gonna say he was teased.
Well.
Will they do show a balloon or something?
No, they took a grainy picture of him.
He looks scary.
Well, yeah. Quickly summarizing Article 2, it's basically just how do you destroy an AI so that you don't have that information leaked. And then the last document that we have is subsection 7, which is simple. Subsection 7, as according to Halopedia, dictates that captured Covenant materiel and ships may not be taken back to human-controlled space due to concerns that they might contain tracking devices. As such, it is likely part of Article 4. Bringing a Covenant weapon back to any UNSC installation or inner colony is considered an act of treason. Spartan 3 Emil-A239 possessed a large collection of contraband Covenant equipment which he acquired in the field. While possessing this material was a gross violation of Subsection 7, his superior, UNSC Army Colonel Urban Holland. Imagine your name being Urban.
Leave Urban Meyer alone.
No, we don't have to leave him alone.
Refused to report the Spartan. Holland claimed that the Army does not need to follow Navy protocol. The Spartan 2...
Because who is going to tell him no? At the time, he probably didn't have the skull etched into his visor yet.
You don't know that. Maybe he did that right out of Academy.
No, his brother was killed by... It was Covenant, right? Or he wasn't insurrectionist. It was Covenant.
Genuinely, you would know better than me.
No, I'm pretty sure his brother was... Because of the line, he somewhere it was like there was dialogue from him saying like my brother died fighting Covenant so I could get away. Who am I to not collect on that debt? And that's why he started engraving.
You remembered that fire line?
Yes.
That's awesome.
How could you not remember that?
I suppose so.
That's a huge plot. That's like lore for him. That is like the reason he carves he puts the scratch.
It's the reason he carves. He gets a skateboard out every night.
That's the reason he puts every scratch into his visor was a Covenant killed. So I mean, if they're already fighting, but like just started, I don't know. I'm intrigued on when he did that. Now I'm gonna have to look into this.
In fact, Batman, and you know that these guys all have particular interests that go beyond me.
What?
I don't know everything. Shane knowing more than knowing more than Halo. About
I
Halo
know
now.
some things.
Yes.
Okay, man.
He's uninformed, but he's willing to learn.
We're gonna forget about that.
I did beat some people in a Kahoot once.
The Spartan 2s had standing orders from the Office of Naval Intelligence to seize Covenant weapons and technology whenever possible. Few have ever even heard of Subsection 7. It was little more than a technicality before Ascendant Injustice was captured by Spartan John 117 and his team soon after the Battle of Installation 04. This was due to the chances of capturing even a severely crippled Covenant ship being minuscule, as the ship's crew would usually activate their self-destruct function before the completion of such attempts. Because Ascendant Justice could not be thoroughly searched, John 117 and Oni Lieutenant Elias Haverson instead planned to take the ship to Reach, which had already been compromised by the Covenant, and then try to return with a better prepared team. So those are the most recent, most common applications of the Cole Protocol and a solid recap of how it all went down. Now, as for what happened afterwards, when this whole battle went down, from there, Cole retreated with the fleet that he had, and he returned with a much larger fleet that would basically be in this conflict over Harvest for a very long time. And it was a very long conflict. And I don't mean like a larger fleet in the fact that he showed up with them. It just kept on feeding more and more into this. So Cole out here is basically controlling this battle for 5 years straight on Harvest. The Covenant humans both having land grab part what?
I'm sorry, go ahead. I'm just reading. I've learned. I decided to get curious and like looked up when he got the skull on his helmet.
Yeah.
And I've learned some interesting facts about good old Emil.
Oh, good.
So he did put the skull on his helmet during counter insurrectionist operations. He did still quote recovering or collecting on the debt of I think it was his brother that died fighting the Covenant so he could live. But he did put the skull on his helmet for counter insurrection ops. But fun fact, Colonel Holland noted that Emil A239's excessive use of force made it hard to field him against insurrectionists due to unfavorable reaction in civilian media. He got banned from killing insurrectionists.
That's pretty funny, actually.
Hilarious.
How high profile as a Spartan do you have to murder human beings to even get in the media in the first place?
Yeah, that's kind of insane.
There's probably some leaked security cam footage.
It was definitely a scare tactic of some kind, obviously. Hey, insurrectionists, take it down a notch. You're going to have human resources over here coming after you. But unfavorable civilian reactions made him ineligible to go hunt insurrectionists any further.
That's so funny.
That is insane.
They just find an insurrectionist with a 6-inch hole in their chest.
6 or 7 inch.
my God.
I'm going to throw something at you. I don't know what yet, but it's going to be something big.
So, yeah, when Cole returns with his fleet to Harvest, which is likely just honestly his battle group X-ray, whatever's left with it, and that battle goes on for 5 years. This is the battle that we see in Halo Wars. This is the one that essentially makes it so that Halo Wars can clarify why the battle started, because we talked about it before a little bit, but the whole point of it, if you remember from playing Halo Wars, or if you haven't played, then I'll explain that for you real quick. Essentially, they found out that the Covenant was looking for something underneath the ice of Harvest, and they found this Forerunner facility that when they cracked it open and they finally got in there and was able to clear out all the Covenant in their way, Professor Ellen Anders and Sergeant Forge, both from the UNSC Spirit of Fire, find out about this Forerunner map that basically has this map to all sorts of Forerunner technology and shield worlds, which is the bigger one. And it'll lead them eventually to a planet called Trove. But that's a battle for another time.
You know what's like really horrifying about that?
What's
like
that?
It's the start of the Human Covenant War, and like the humanity is like kind of just like starting to scratch the surface about like, I mean, not even like literally just now like learning about the Covenant. If the Covenant were after something, you know, Forerunner or something of religious significance, there was probably a lot of zealots on the planet.
Oh yeah,
and that is horrifying to think. Like, so like humanity going in completely blind, and then going after like trying to fight. Like if the Covenant's after something of that type of significance, there is zealots all over the place, and I think that is horrifying for humanity as a species to kind of just now get it into the gist of like what they're up against. Yeah, that is scary to me. That is very scary.
It's rough. It's a very scary concept, because they like, just think about that opening cutscene of Halo Wars with the Marines getting ambushed by these Covenant forces. This guy and this Warthog just being like, "What's going on the comm?" And then of course like one elite holding this guy, and then he throws him to the side, and a bunch of other elites come out of active camo. That's basically what that war was like. Horror.
That was like part of the original trailer for Halo Wars.
Yeah.
I remember,
if they want war, we'll give them war.
I remember as a kid, I was like super confused because like I played Halo 1 at that point. I was still fresh into Halo when that trailer dropped. And I remember seeing like, I'm like, oh, I saw that armor. I'm like, oh, that's Chief. And I heard the voice. I'm like, that's not Chief. And like, that was my first reveal that Chief is not the only Spartan. Like as a young child with like very minimal knowledge, like that was like my very first reveal. Like, oh, so Chief isn't the only Spartan in the UNSC. Like as far as I was concerned at that time, that was it. He was it.
Pretty much. Yeah. Because for a long time, Bungie didn't really leave it open unless you read the books that there was other Spartans.
I did not. I didn't even know Halo books existed.
I can remember as a kid.
I feel ya.
I can remember as a kid. I liked watching Halo. I wasn't allowed to play it for a lot of my childhood, but I loved watching my brother play it. And I had friends that I would go and visit that owned some of the Halo novels, and they would tell me how good they are, but I just wasn't interested. And they would tell me that there are other Spartans, and I'm like, but he's the last one. What do you mean? They're all dead. He's the last one.
Well, I didn't know, like, my mindset was just like he was it. I didn't have the intention. I didn't have the mindset like they're all dead, or I legit thought he was just the only one to get that high of a rank. Like being called the Master Chief just made you a Spartan, and he's the only one to achieve that rank. As far as I knew, that's how it worked.
I thought that was his name.
You thought his name, first name Master, last name Chief?
Legally, yeah.
His government name.
Might as well be. I mean, you should just never believe in media when someone is the last of their kind, because it always, when it goes long enough, they are not the last of their kind.
Nope.
Prime example, Yoda and Obi-Wan apparently were the only survivors of Order 66.
Yeah. You know, 100 Jedi later.
They're like,
Which the thing is, idea. Like, people complain about how many Jedi are suddenly surviving Order 66, but when you think of how many there were, it's still not that many.
How spread out they were, and you got to remember too, like what. Oh God, we're so off topic, but remember what Obi-Wan and Yoda did, like in like the I forget where they were, but they sent out that distress beacon telling, like, warning all other Jedi, just hey, like. Maybe don't come back here. It's crawling.
They were at the Jedi Temple for that.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, like,
I want to think that's exactly
where they were in the Jedi Temple.
What the recording was.
Security room.
I want to think that Obi-Wan was just like, hey, maybe don't come back here.
There are clones all over the place.
Don't come back here.
But when we have, you know, basically the reveal of these Spartans here and all this. Like that's what I loved about Halo Wars was like playing Arcadia for the first time. That cutscene where a Spartan runs onto screen. I was like, Master Chief, and then he runs by, and 2 other Spartans start running by. I'm like, what the fuck?
What's going on here?
I was so confused.
I was gonna make a comment about UNSC tactics. But then I realized it actually doesn't make sense.
What's your comment then? Let's see how it doesn't make sense.
So I was going to say, why didn't the UNSC employ more like guerrilla tactics because of how outmatched they were? But then I realized that's because the Covenant never occupied planets for that to be a thing you could do. They just destroyed them. So you could never get to do guerrilla tactics.
There were some that they were able to do when they were on the ground. But they didn't really do that. They were like, oh man, we're really losing this fight. Fire.
Yes, sir. How many of our forces are down there?
All of them.
Okay.
But
if they die, they die.
That is a sacrifice I'm willing to make.
That's totally like, that is a sacrifice I am willing to make.
I mean, the gods.
Some of you may die.
Some of you may die. That is a sacrifice the gods are willing to make. One of the hidden dialogues.
That's probably how they would have justified it
This is
too.
going to affect my wallet. I mean, my religion.
This is totes going to affect my credit score, bro. But anyway, it is very much the case that this battle, the way that it went down, we can only speculate what the 5 years were like because it wasn't. We only know how it started and how it ended. And how it ended was a UNSC victory ? They got it back, but it took a lot. And the Covenant only left because they lost the Forerunner facility they were looking for, which Regret was kind of funny. After fighting for 5 years, he's just like, the journey requires sacrifice. Blow this thing up. Arbiter is reasonably like, are you kidding me? Like, we just got here. Destroy this holy relic. Surely you can't be.
Surely you're not serious.
It's so funny, especially since he just had an aura farming moment where he was getting all like angry with another elite where he's like, I care not for your little life. Open the relic. You know, like it's, and then he's all of a sudden just like, hold on now.
Hold on a second. You're losing.
And this is like after the Arbiter has already established himself, by the way, because there's a little bit of storytelling we know about him with how we put down an extra, like an additional small grunt uprising. Like there's a couple of them, I guess.
This makes me really think more about like how the new missions in the campaign evolve is like, what are they going to be in the middle? Are they going to be before like the very first mission? Like, is it going to tie into Reach? Is it going to be an origin story for Harvest? Like, there's
I think it's literally going to be 3 missions on Reach as a direct prequel.
I would love that.
I don't know if it is.
Well, no one knows.
Well, the thing is, we know what Master Chief's armor is concepted to look like, and his concept armor looks a lot like his Silent Storm armor, which is his like Mark IV a long time ago.
I think that might be how they would. It makes sense though, because that's where my mind is, like showing how like before Chief woke up on the ship and went to Keys, like the 3 missions before that are showing like how he got to that point. And I know like that it came right from Reach. So I'm hard pressed to believe that they don't include Reach to some degree. And I mean, at that way, especially if it's like 3 whole missions, that way they can justify like not like if they want to like start from the beginning. Technically Reach is the beginning, but doing that they can justify not doing a Halo Reach remake at that point. They can just do a few missions before that and like tying in that too.
The concept that they gave us was these 3 missions are going to expand upon Johnson and Chief's relationship like before Halo 2, because Halo Combat Evolved didn't really make it look like they were pals at all, really.
No, well, they didn't anticipate Johnson being such a beloved character.
That's why they're fixing it.
Right.
Because they want them to have more of a connection.
Yeah, in Halo 2, they seem like all buddy.
And I'm all for more Johnson. Like, that's fantastic.
Are you saying that we won't be able to kill Johnson?
Yeah.
In Halo CE? Because you can just kill him.
No, you can't kill him.
He'll likely die in that mission anyway.
About what I said. Dude, you missed it. It was really funny.
What'd I miss?
He's like, I love more Johnson. I said,
I could always go for more Johnson. It's different.
No, that's worse. I said pause. That was funny. That was hilarious.
Yeah, definitely.
That was a good pause moment.
Yeah, I said I just looked over. Me and Shane were like, we know what we're talking about.
So it's going to expand upon their relationship, though, because we know that they were pals beforehand, way back in 25-25 or 25-26. It was one of those two. Johnson and Chief met. And Johnson knew Chief's secret, like his age. He knew the secrets of the Spartans and stuff. And Chief was basically seeing Johnson as his mentor because Johnson had been there. He'd been through a lot. He was a Spartan one. He already had to sacrifice a lot. He had just lost his aunt. He had just had to deal with basically the circumstances being he was incapable of shooting a child and thus an entire building exploded. Like, he's been through a lot. So he's just there to help mentor Chief along as he becomes a stronger leader. And I would love to see more of that. So if that includes things from Harvest, filling in some of that gap of what happened between that massive battle that took place that took out 13 UNSC ships and what happened at the end where we found the Forerunner facility and discovered the planet Trove, I will take that. That sounds great. I just want to know what happens in between all of that because it's a 5-year battle. Why would you fight for 5 years without really, really good? Because there's no other battle that takes that long in the entirety of the Halo, like UNSC Human Covenant War. They don't do that. Usually skirmishes are maybe tops a year.
Well, I mean, again, just kind of like going off of like this, it just kind of happened. Like neither of them were prepared for like fighting one another. It was just like,
that's the thing. I would
say the Covenant was at its least prepared and humanity was probably at its strongest at the start of the war.
In terms of like infantry combat, UNSC bested Covenant very often. The difference maker became like in like technological advances in their ships. So like a lot of the fighting happened on the ground. And again, Covenant not being prepared. I mean, it does make about 5 years is kind of insane.
It just makes me curious because I want to know how much of it was the Spirit of Fire and its crew, because we've already seen that crew basically tank what was apparently impossible for the Covenant to defeat. I mean, that whole shot of like the panning shot of the UNSC forces deploying in Halo Wars 2 and with the Spartan drop. Oh, gosh. It's so
I'm going to make a controversial statement here. As much as I love it, the Wraith is kind of crappy. Oh, and no. That was their equivalent to a Scorpion tank.
Oh no, the Wraith is awful as far as a tank goes.
Well, the thing is about the Wraith in terms of actual application.
If they even had a Wraith at the time, they probably did.
They did. All of the technology they had was already there.
Okay.
The Wraith. The thing about the Wraith was that, especially if you see it in gameplay, I mean, you guys have, I'm going to guess, at least once have gotten cross mapped by a Wraith.
Oh yeah, no, yeah,
but we can't do that.
No,
we are not capable of firing it like a mortar like that.
I do think that the Covenant, or I guess now the Banished, need an actual like Scorpion equivalent to make it somewhat fair.
Well, I think the Wraith, what we use it as in the game, is not its intended purpose. I feel like it is definitely more mobile artillery.
It's supposed to be, but that's my point, is that you can't shoot it as far. Even if you aim it straight up, it doesn't go like the AI is able to fling those things.
It's programmed to go I'd say farther. The AI is probably more accurate to lore.
No, well,
yeah, definitely.
They know the AI. Like, I mean, if you notice, like, especially like during Halo 3 with a lot of the bigger like level designs, you can like the race won't even see you, and you're getting shelled. And you're like, I'm over a mountain, and they just know like they're on the money.
And that's like a thing with sci-fi is if you think about what if Halo was actually happening. Like it was real. The technology still doesn't kind of make sense when you really think about it. Like think of ship battles. I'm sure in lore it's more this way, but I feel like ships like that, when they fight each other, you wouldn't be able to see them. You would be that far away.
Wouldn't be able to see them. You also can't. It's like Star Wars. You can't bank ships like that. You have to like rotate in 3D space and then trajectory that way.
Right. And like same with like even like fighters like I feel like a Banshee or a Seraph would engage with like sabers beyond visual range.
That is where things would go. Yes.
But you know, things are different in the game because that wouldn't.
It's
be
a
fun.
game.
Like yeah.
It would take the skill gap to levels just way too far.
So, and I'm willing to bet mortar shots from Wraiths or direct shots from Wraiths probably travel in lore a lot faster than they do in the game.
Well, Master Beef did make a good point where he said, didn't they have like the Locust or something in Halo Wars?
It's a laser weapon.
It's not like like an absolute piss missile of a projectile or anything like that. I mean, it is a good, like, it's closer to a Scorpion than a Wraith is.
I don't know if that's true. It's super fragile.
No, to be fair, most Covenant vehicle, like land vehicles, are relatively fragile.
Well, that's the thing, is that Wraiths aren't. Like in game, they take about as many shots as a Scorpion does. In lore, they take more.
In terms of armor, yes, I'm more or less talking about like functionality.
When's the last time you played Wars?
Oh, it's been a while.
Well, you probably forget then being bodied by Wraiths.
Probably do.
Because I was going to say, I feel like in large numbers at a distance is where a race would come in.
Yes, because they can shoot behind cover. Lines. Yes.
We need to do a playthrough of modded Halo Wars. Because I remember you had me install the mod and we've never gotten around to it. With like the increased AI units.
Yeah, I want to do all of that. The problem is that it's really unstable.
Oh.
I'm just hoping that it can hold out for an entire playthrough. But yeah.
Try what happens.
That's the thing, is that I was actually talking about this. I don't remember who it was I was talking to just yesterday about it, though. It was essentially, why aren't there mortars? Like, UNSC doesn't have mortars.
Might just be outdated.
It could be, but it's also very useful.
Still,
must have forgot about
tell me why.
They might not have mortars, but they definitely still have artillery.
Why is it in Battlefield 4 I can control a mortar with an iPad from 20,000 miles away, but the UNSC doesn't have mortars?
They don't have
remote control mortar.
They don't have Bluetooth. That's why.
Oh yeah, that's it. They don't have Bluetooth.
You have any idea how long ago Bluetooth was alive back then? By that point,
that was, I think, off topic, but that was like one of my bigger grievances as an avid like mortar enthusiast in Battlefield 3 and 4. In Battlefield 4, it was super overpowered. You could put your mortar in a certain position, run back to your HQ, and control your mortar from your little tablet.
Yep.
And it's funny, if you ever stumbled upon like a mortar itself and there's like no one operating it, if you're watching someone operate it, you can see the mortar like turning and adjusting, like, and there's no one there. It's just the mortar. It's just like going left and right. Like,
and it's just a regular ass mortar.
No, it is. It is literally just the normal mortar, like the tubing and all that. And it's sitting there adjusting itself, and no one is there on it.
Yeah. Where do you think Helldivers got their inspiration from for the mortar?
I mean, I would just say its niche was probably filled by other weapons, like a missile pod, for instance. Like,
yeah. Which did actually act like a mortar, basically. If it locked
shot
on.
in the air and then locked.
If it locked, yeah. Yeah. Well, I hope that we get to see it eventually. I want to see Harvest get touched on, what the technology was like back then, especially with how the Marines were and how the weaponry was. I want to see a lot of that. That early discovery period, I want those conversations in a game. I want to see the Covenant. I want to see why the Covenant didn't just body the humans. What was their issue? What was it that they ran into? Speculation all day. They could do it super easily nowadays, so I don't know they have done it super easily ever since Harvest. So it's up in the air. But for now, JumperScape.com if you want to get plugged into our community or find ways to support us. And we're going to head over right now into our Patreon.
Here's another fun factoid. So, all pythons have heat pits except for two species. That's the black-headed python and the Woma python. We're not sure why, but they're both from Australia, so that probably explains it. The black-headed python and the Woma python actually look nearly identical, except for the black-headed python is taking the Woma and like dipping its head into like a thing of black paint, and we think that the reason why a black-headed python has that black head is to help the snake better regulate its temperature, because it'll like stick it out of its burrow when the sun's shining down, and so then it doesn't have to like expose the rest of its body to like predators and the elements or something. But yeah.
Patron.
Yes.
I did have one more statement.
Well, then go ahead, fill it out.
I was just going to say, I think with Harvest, I think my assessment of humanity was still at its earliest in the war. So it felt probably it probably just threw more at them than it had the capability of doing it. Once it basically became a war of survival rather than like kind of mutual aggression.
Yeah, I
know we're losing.
I don't know. I get confused about it just because of the whole like how brutally they wiped out human forces immediately after the fighting started. That's where I'm usually at. Now, because they're shouting at me in chat, Chatternet eConvention, November 15th. Show up, sign up, do the things. It's all happening here in the Discord server. Discord.gg/JumperScape. Boop, boop. Patreon time.
Patron.
Patronizing.
Don't patronize me. Actually, patronize us.
All right.
Specifically James, because why not?
I've got to switch this to desktop mode.
Yeah, you do.
I've switched it to desktop mode.
Yeah, you did.
Alrighty, let's get this thing all out of the way and on to the Q&A after this. Next week, we're going to check the P.O. box, by the way. So if anybody has anything to send us, get it over there quick. Starting with our top tiers, we have Yellow Hat Mafia, Scion Esports, Dark Solid 42, Return of the One, the Only, the Camera. Yeah! Certified MTIO Shell, the library, but there is a grunt with a yellow hat throwing up gang signs in the corner. Shane's unsent happy birthday text, Noah Willette, anyone have any ibuprofen? I got a headache. Spartan Nabucco G156, Cool Blaze, Cortana's Harvested Melons.
What? Okay.
Hey, yo. Can't unsub from Smut somehow, so still no username. What do you mean can't?
I'm sure you can.
Slow down. You're jostling me. Connor Clark, Thomas Lane, Jacob Adlam, Dylan, Lactating Milk MT, The Lactation of Mercy, Austin Smelly Feet. You know it. John Dowsett, Tristan H, Antonio Baggins, the worst patron ever of all time. That's a good one. That's one giant hula hoop. JX O'Malley, Sky Cairo, the big moose is definitely weed strong. Slap nuts. My name is Austin. Random's feed. Connor's travel time. Shade Communications. Durandal. Apple Juice 01. Shane's Kigyar Harem. The Uneven Elephant. Lone Blaziken. Hot take. James should be the main host. You want to be the main host? You were the main host on one episode for like 5 minutes.
I did the intro.
Yeah. You want to be the main host?
And then we were interviewing someone I at the time was not familiar with. And I was like,
you're not familiar with their game.
And then so Austin just asked all the questions in a McDonald's.
Oh yeah, it was just me and James
great.
that were here for that.
Yep, good times.
It was great. I remember I did it all wrong. I didn't know how any of this stuff worked, but I figured it out eventually.
It just works.
The Pablo Escobar of Hive Charity, Super Frozen Yogurt Dispenser, Rocky Mountain Ungoisters, Unreal Canadian, Mr. Swank, aka Zekrom156, Master Cheeks, Hammer Dick Bush, Hot Soup, Damien Groth. I will go to HCS one day.
I believe.
Not next year.
Aussie ODST, welcome back, James. Vermin, Pity 104, he's actually back. It's not a fluke. Welcome back, James. James is sore
like
back
2 weeks late.
It's like 3, I think.
James is sore back from carrying the lore of this podcast.
Yep.
077 Loquacious Observer. Ethan, Chaplain Strife.
Observer.
Could you knock stuff over on my set?
Not the ship.
Bro sounded like a quarterback.
Set. Okay. White Eddie.
Piper's gonna be mad at you.
Chieftain, another Jotun has hit Maccabeus. Zella Lactation Digvadamai, Girl Dad Sam, Raccoon Combat Form, Austin's Insatiable Desire for Johnson.
That was fast. You were fast. Oh my God. I love it when they update it from jokes made on the episode. It's so good.
Brain Rot, Drunk Silvarium, Huffing the Ungoy Methane Tanks, Huragog Rossum, Would You Like Yodeling Pickles, Kiri, James's Proud Saying Healy Father-in-Law, Iskari, Mad Jeremy, Claude Spark 5970, Spartan Alex 30. There's a lot of D's at that point. Dang old Muskrat gave a Sentinel a nice head pat, but got shot in the keister with dang old laser beams.
My dang old laser beams.
One does not simply control mortar. P.S. Welcome back, James.
that was
literally like 5 minutes ago.
That was a quick one.
Boomerang, Apple, Hey Austin, Insane Range Bait, Fish Dough, not him yet. James's Gator Groupies. I just say
Like
Grouples.
Gator groupies.
Your Gator Groupies.
I prefer Grouples.
I think it was supposed to be a saying Healy, like gang or something.
The I was too small on my screen, so it blended into an L on my eyes. Grouples. PFC Dustin Echoes, sir, your silliest clown is EB. I kissed a Kigyar and I liked it. Pasta Rocket Mechanic, Ryan Hansen. I could always go for more Johnson. Austin, 2025. Infinity Class Milk Carrier, Lactational Sensation, Narrow Nomad, Dragern Fire, the voice of James accepts all. Artas Vadams, Discounted Dental Care, T-Pass Party 79, Lord of Awesome, Danimal, The Moist Grunt, Gales of November Came Early, and last but never released.
Never least.
Warm apple swine.
Woo!
Anyway,
What does that button do down there?
that's the grunt birthday party.
That's the grunt. I was about to say it.
All right, so we have Q&A time. So Connor, give me a number.
10.
Wow. The Fat Batman kicks us off saying, how do I fly an F-16? This is a real question. I stole an F-16 and the feds are after me.
Look online for the manual.
Well, if you
TikTok.
follow the Shane doctrine of Battlefield, you crashed into the ground.
Check the War Thunder forums. It's probably there.
I was about to say,
Why am I
play
getting? I can fly a jet.
Yeah, but they fly them better, so I just assumed that you'd be the target. They actually fly him is probably a more accurate way.
Dark Matter Whiskey asks if you could choose any composers for the next Halo game.
He's getting he's waiting for an opportunity.
I remember that.
If you could choose any composers for the next Halo game, who would it be? The chick who did the most recent Predator film.
My dad.
Genuinely, his dad is a composer.
I forgot about that. My dad.
I remember the one time
And
I
it
was
was an
like,
opportunity to quote Tom Brady.
I still remember the one time I sent you. I was like, what does he think of Halo soundtracks? And you're like, oh, he thinks they're boring.
He didn't say boring. He didn't say boring.
What did he say? Simple?
He's not super into soundtracks because they are obviously intentionally simple.
So he's a classical composer.
Yeah.
Fair.
They're meant to be ear pleasers. They're meant to be in the background of a thing.
Yes.
So they're not extremely intricate. I'm trying to use my words carefully that I'm not sounding like I'm criticizing.
Yeah.
They are soundtracks. They have a purpose within the thing that they're in.
They're not supposed to be Tchaikovsky, you know.
Exactly.
I'll go John Williams because why not?
Oh, that was my second choice, but Mick Gordon.
Awesome. You know, actually, I want to add on a second answer. Jafet Meza. Moving on.
Oh yeah.
The Fat Batman asks, are you guys familiar with the song The Ultimate Showdown of Ultimate Destiny? Yes.
Can't say.
No. You guys have it?
It's probably one of those songs that we know by hearing it, but not know the name.
If you play it, I'll probably know it.
Oh my gosh. This is like ancient history on the internet.
Then I probably know it.
Okay. I'm not going to play it here on the show because I could get all sorts of.
Yeah, don't do that.
But it's just listen to it. I'll play it after the show is over. And then the question was, who do you think would win the Halo Ultimate Showdown of Ultimate Destiny? I'm probably going to go with, in the circumstances of what the song would be about, probably I'm going to say the guy would make it so that the Flood wins just by taking over the guy who actually won. I'm going to call that one. Next question comes from Pint asking, I discovered your podcast about 3 weeks ago after getting the feeling of playing Halo again, and so far I am on episode 77 and I am loving it, just like how I love putting salt in my pancakes. Okay.
Oh,
yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
I totally forgot about that great joke.
But I have a question about Halo Reach. Technically, it's my girlfriend's question. After defending the Pillar of Autumn to escape, she asks me, why not bring down a ship and pick us up? I didn't have an answer for it, so I'm wondering if you guys had one.
Plot.
Also, she did care about Carter's death because of his name, and she didn't care about Carter's death because of his name, and I find that upsetting because that's my boy. What?
Why do you? What?
His name is
Carter goes hard.
Bad vibes. He should die.
I've met some pretty horrible Carters.
Now,
in my
you're not
day.
giving us much. You're making us speculate that she has a bad ex named Carter.
I genuinely think
Is that right?
I genuinely think the main reasoning is probably plot. None of Noble Team is in Halo Combat Evolved. It has to make sense.
The reason why Reach is actively falling. Pillar of Autumn was the last ship to get off world.
On the very last mission, like when you're going to the Pillar of Autumn, look in the sky. It is completely Covenant dominated.
Mm-hmm.
There is, or as the game goes on, like especially like Tip of the Spear, if you look out into like the desert across the way before you get to the Spire, you can see it's like kind of 50-50. You can see, a bunch of UNSC vehicles fight, like Falcons. You can see, frigates, all that stuff. It looks 50-50. And at the end of the mission, and you look out like into the desert from like the road you're on, it is completely Covenant dominated. Like there is no way anyone could have came back, especially with something that like a package, that being Cortana being deemed high priority. They were going to get Cortana on the ship and they were going to just leave. There was not a world where they were going to come back for you.
Yeah. And the pillar
plot.
Just think about like, and that's the thing. It's a plot that makes absolute sense.
No, 100%.
Like, and Pillar of Autumn gets chased immediately after taking off from the world. That could only mean that they were ready to start chasing.
The fleet that is
when
Reach was twice this size.
Thel was. I chased him with all of the ships under my command. And then you screwed it up. Yes.
Can I at least get some financial aid? My wife is going to be totally pissed.
No, the bank is closed.
I need to watch it.
Random thought. This is going back to Battlefield Jets because it's doing in my brain.
Okay.
Does anyone else, like, if you get the stealth jet, you don't know what to do when there's not other air vehicles in the sky, so you just kind of aura farm until they come back?
Is that what you were doing when you were flying over my head the other day?
Yeah.
I usually take pot shots at infantry little dots that I see.
Scare infantry off.
Yeah, but it's much better if I take pot shots and then thrust vector pop flares over their head. Like,
suppress the enemy.
Show of force.
Aura farming is a thing in both Halo and Battlefield. This is why we talk about it.
It's a thing in any video game.
Not all of them.
What game can't you
thrust vector Batman?
What's that?
My Sims.
You can aura farm in Sims.
My Sims.
You can probably aura farm in that.
Have you seen My Sims?
No, but I'm sure you
it's
can.
Teeny tiny. It's like they look like Funko Pop characters. The Funko Pop video game.
Okay. I mean, you can probably find a way to aura farm.
Just stand on a hill and look down. That's all you need to do.
But put, if like have a little.
You just got vector.
That's how it feels.
In my Sims,
Nintendogs. You cannot aura farm in Nintendogs.
Oh no, you can.
Connect Sports.
Oh, absolutely.
Connect Sports, not Wii Sports.
No, Connect Sports you probably could too.
So what was the question?
Present me Connect Sports and I will find a way to aura farm.
It was just the one from here just now.
Just now.
It was, can you aura farm in every video game?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, you can find a way. Oh, 100%.
The hundreds of Barbie Flash games.
Yeah, you can just drip up your Barbie or your Ken. And that's aura farming.
Buying like every item in the game, that's aura farming.
Feeding Frenzy.
Get big.
Eat everything.
The rip-off Feeding Frenzy with the most annoying soundtrack in the background.
Get big. That's aura farming. You can't find one, Austin. I'm sorry.
Hootin' Balloos?
Who? What?
JonTron.
I know, but I forget. I don't even remember what Hootin' Balloos
It was
is.
supposed to be shooting balloons, I think, but it was
shoot all the balloons, and then you put the
one with the one with the evil German Santa Claus.
Yeah.
No.
You
Let me think here. Cars 2, the video game.
You're Lightning McQueen.
You're
already aura farming.
What do you mean?
The game is not good.
How dare you
play them?
I've never played it.
Okay, I got one more. I'm trying to think of one absolute that I can think
You're
of.
Gonna
That
give
like
me like a really easy one.
No. The Paw Patrol game that James got really mad at me for playing.
Drift.
Drift?
Drift your little car.
There's no car.
Yeah, huh?
How do you know that?
I just assume because it's Paw Patrol, they gotta have police cars.
Light up your sirens and drift.
Just saying.
I mean, I admit, actually, the Paw Patrol movie did have a random aura farming moment of that dog driving up the side of the skyscraper out of nowhere. No, that was not me admitting it. That was the movie, not the game.
If aura farming can be done in the Paw
I've been
Patrol
asked to
movie.
sing my favorite German song.
What?
I don't.
I know which one you're gonna sing.
Is it Erica?
It's called.
No. I'm a Rammstein connoisseur these days.
Erica is just for the German army, isn't it? Like, it was just, I want to come home to see Erica.
Yeah. It has a connotation, though.
I mean, it has a connotation, but it was just the soldiers. They just wanted to come home and see their women.
But what was I going to sing? I'm not going to sing, but it's probably a Rammstein song.
I was thinking it was that.
Du hast.
Oh, the stupid.
Du hast mich gefragt.
All right, next question comes from Mr. Leahy asking, I won't be able to hear this one for a while as I'm only on episode 19, but do you think the events of the story following Reach would have changed in any significant way if Noble Six did in fact board the Pillar of Autumn, assuming Emil survived long enough to shoot the carrier down?
Yes, it would have changed drastically.
I think so as well.
Because then Chief is probably going to have Noble 6 with him.
He would have a friend.
Yes, Chief would have Noble 6, and they would arguably probably the ring probably. I mean, they probably would have tried to destroy the ring in general, but they probably could have taken the ring.
They would just trade one-liners back and forth. Good work. You too. That's it. That's the entire.
You too. Yes, sir.
They would a farm.
They would just look at each other and nod. Just
That probably would be most of their communication.
That's what Chief and Arby did for a lot of Halo 3.
5 questions to go. Mr. Horace Heresy asks, would Master Chief be able to defeat an army of Tylenol grunts?
Yes.
that's one way to say it.
They're like regular grunts, but they love trains.
Oh my god! I love this community.
Have fun here.
The Fat Batman asks, what are each of your favorite songs to commit tax fraud to?
Money by Pink Floyd.
Du hast. Du hast.
And actually, no, that other Rammstein song, the one that's really big on TikTok,
No.
It had the sun. It always has like an edit. It's like,
I have that somewhere on my playlist.
I would want that one popular TikTok from like a few years ago that was like, create machines, create machines, create machines. That one. Are you finding your song?
No, I already said it. I said Money by Pink Floyd.
Oh, that was a real. Okay.
Yeah, no, that was real.
Solid. Connor, did you say your name? Your name? Did you say your name, Connor?
Introduce yourself to the class.
Hi, I'm Connor.
Did you say your answer?
yay.
Scared it by Lil Pump.
Just ask it. It's committing tasks. Welcome to the party. Slapnuts asks, you are tasked with creating the next turret that's mounted to the back of a warthog. What kind of turret are you coming up with?
I feel like they kind of came up with all of them.
I'm taking a turret that's taking the technology of the brutes tossing grunts at you, and I'm going to throw grunts at people.
I'm just
I
taking,
like that.
I'm just taking the needle hog from Halo 5.
That's not.
You had to make
something new.
You have to make a new
It's already
one.
been made.
All right,
Spike
Spartan-
hog.
Spartan laser hog.
Does it have to charge, or is it just a consistent beam?
For the sake of balancing, it has to charge.
Okay, if it wasn't balanced,
that'd be so
and
difficult.
more fun instead of
Then
balanced.
no.
Hell yeah.
Then no.
That's the answer I
If I
want.
could
Because think of just how much it already kind of
But-
throws you off when you have a Gauss turret that you have to like hold the trigger a little bit.
I hate that. Yeah.
But-
Like imagine having to Spartan laser charge a Warhog turret while your buddy is driving like a moron, driving better than anyone else could. You know,
I see how it is. I see how it is.
James is just feeling feisty today.
He's
I am.
attacking me, man.
I'm not attacking you.
But
I'm
for the sake
attacking
of the
the
Spartan
game
laser
stability.
hog, for the sake of the Spartan laser hog, the laser is very, very brief. You don't have to charge it up, but it is very, very brief.
I would just make it a consistent beam.
Gatling Gauss cannon.
Gatling Gauss cannon.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Like just a big.
Just going to annihilate everything in front of
I
you.
mean,
you have
it
to- you
already
have to
is a
crank it like
cylindrical.
it's 16 something. You just have to crank it that way.
Nah, this is the future. It's going to be battery operated.
Muzzle loading musket.
That is all muskets.
mounted turret?
You said muzzle loading musket. All muskets are muzzle loading.
No, it's just straight up a musket. It's not big.
He's just standing on the back
It's
of a
just
car.
a musket on like a stick that nicely is like kind of forked.
It's one of those
So you
nice
can-
Y
Just
sticks.
comically
Yeah.
large musket.
You have to wear a tricorn if you're using it.
Next question comes from Master Beef asking, what's your favorite kind of sandwich?
Philly cheese.
Grilled cheese. There's a lot of different variations you can do with that.
You know,
Same thing with
it's,
Philly.
it's my favorite, but I never get to eat it because it's expensive and we live in the Midwest. But lobster roll,
Never had.
really good.
You had it in Boston, didn't you?
I've had them in Boston, yes.
I feel like that's
But
probably
honestly,
where
one of the best ones I've actually had was actually just outside of DC.
Interesting.
The ones my mom makes me.
Aw.
No Philly cheese though.
Yeah, love me a Philly cheesesteak. I've seen it. I wish I did in 2016 or 17 when I was in South Carolina. There was a
Cold.
restaurant.
Sorry, I was answering
What?
Rakuten.
I'm like, James, are you cold?
Cold with hot butter.
I had a gator. Well, I didn't have it, but it was on the menu. There was a gator meat sandwich. I wanted to try it, and I did not.
Gator meat just tastes like weird chicken.
I'd try it.
A lot of things taste like chicken. Yeah.
It's basically just chicken, but
I've had
with a
gator
slightly
jerky
different
before.
texture.
I've sampled gator
The
jerky. That's
sandwich
about
is
it.
kind of wild. I wanted to try the sandwich, but I didn't. I've had like gator jerky before.
All right. Next question comes from Nightmare98 asking, which Halo crossover has been your favorite? Forza, Helldivers, Fortnite, Brawlhalla, etc.
Honestly, the Fortnite one was the trailer for the Fortnite crossover was really good. Do you remember the Fortnite trailer? It was Fish Face in the gas station. He opened the freezer and Chief was in cryo.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, that was
hilarious.
Yeah, that's why it was. But like realistically, probably Helldivers. But the Fortnite crossover I thought was really cool. I still have my little brother says anyone who has the Chief skin is typically a bot in Fortnite.
I think for its historical significance, it always has been and probably always will be the initial crossover that was hidden in Dead or Alive 4. If you beat the story with every character, which takes a long time, by the way, I know personally, because there's like 12 characters or something. So if you beat the entire story with all of them, because they all have their own story, you'll get a new story. And it's
why does Raging Samurai know our old Battle Dudes videos? I thought he was referencing it, but
episode 1 was re-uploaded onto the Battle Dudes channel.
There's
Just
more out there.
Yeah, there's more.
I have a good honorable mention for that question.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
You're fine. But yeah, I would say Naomi. She was she was like hilariously out of place, and her canonicity is always in question. But the concept of a space station above Earth getting pulled into a portal and she ends up in the Dead or Alive universe is just funny. So shout out. Shout out.
And to quickly answer the question in chat, Shane asked me if he could give me nice fellatio if I returned the favor.
Oh, Nicole, was it Nicole? Sorry, say that one more time. What?
No, he asked if I remembered what you said when I asked you if you wanted to start a tradition.
Oh,
it's coming back. History is coming back to bite us in the ass. The Helldivers crossover.
My honorable mention was the Gears of War crossover. I'm surprised you didn't say that. I forget what Gears it was, but on the multiplayer, you could be a mule or cat.
I only played the campaigns.
Yeah, you're right. Sorry, I just got the names mixed up. Nicole, not Naomi.
The Obedient Democracy Support Troops.
Yeah. Nicole was confusing because of the whole like her number being 458. There were not over 150 Spartans. So, all right. Next question. We only have a few more because a few of these are just sort of like I want to get them out of the way because they're not real questions. But
plus, we kind of did just laugh at one and then didn't answer it.
Yeah. Keith G077 asks, if you could go back 10 years and talk with your past self, what would you say?
Buy Bitcoin.
Buckle up, big boy, and then leave.
That's so vague. That would be awesome. Yeah, just like I can just imagine your 2015 self just being like, what? What do you mean?
No concept of college.
This is one of those hard questions that I always hate this kind of question because it's like, are there things that I would change about like mistakes I've made or like things I've done?
That's the fun part about this is that
yes.
if you already went back, it already happened.
That's not what I'm getting at. I'm also getting at like the point where I'm like, am I willing to risk what could happen if I like just said don't do this thing?
If you fix that, what else happens?
Exactly. Yeah. And it's like I'm happy with the things and the people in my life, and I wouldn't want to change it.
Oh no!
Essentially, much as I don't want student debt, I wouldn't change it.
Oh, no, I'm going back and completely changing the course of my life. I'm buying as much Bitcoin as possible. I'm going to tell myself to go buy Bitcoin.
Well, 10 years ago, I mean,
2015 is still going to be expensive.
2010, 2011 would have been like the prime time to buy Bitcoin.
Fun only got 10 years, bud.
Fun fact, I have I'll answer the question, but I actually have a fun story. My mom's friend bought, she won a competition in 2009 or 2010, and she was gifted a very, very generous sum of Bitcoin. Not enough to like have generational wealth, but she cashed it out maybe like 3-4 years ago, and she got like 40 grand out of it.
Dang.
Yeah. So they're like very like a completely like 40 grand. Like it's not millions, but like getting handed 40 grand is pretty nice. That'd be pretty nice. I don't know what I would tell myself. It would be something very, very deep. there's something that comes to mind, but I don't know if I'm gonna say it on air. I will tell you guys in private if you want to know.
Here's what I'll actually tell myself. Not buckle up. I would look myself dead in the eyes. Make sure that he understands. Like, I won't say
Get
anything.
ready, big boy.
I'm just gonna make sure that he knows that it's me. It's him. And I'm gonna say,
Call him a derp.
I'm gonna say, don't do it, and then leave.
See,
And he'll be like, don't you why?
I'm going to say this now. The price of Bitcoin in 2015 was $272.
Not that bad.
Not that bad.
But in 2015, I did not have $100, let alone 200.
You didn't have a job. Well, you didn't have a job at that age.
I had Christmas money.
How much was your fucking Christmas?
My grandma was pretty cool.
Hundreds.
My grandma was pretty cool.
Yeah, I didn't have. I got maybe like $100 for my birthday.
Although I think I blew it on like Monster and video games.
But there is like the one there is something that is in mind, so we can just get going with the next question. But I don't want to say it on air.
Fair enough. Spinus Iridia asks, what are your all's thoughts on Big Walk, the new game that was announced by the studio that made Untitled Goose Game? I didn't know they made another one.
Did not. I'll have to look into it.
Who?
How's walk spelled?
WALK.
I thought it'd be like WOK,
Like the food.
and then like it was like a food game. I thought that'd be
the
fun.
pan.
Yeah.
Man.
Restaurant simulator.
It is not a pan.
Uncooked.
It is a walk.
Or overcooked.
It is its own. It is its own thing.
Uncultured.
I know. You have to like
That'd be like
preheat.
calling. That'd be like calling a like
a cup of mug.
yeah,
It's still a
or a Dutch oven, a skillet.
why would I call a Dutch oven a skillet?
You never know.
Dutch ovens don't even look like skillets.
You
Like,
never know.
Walk is still a pan.
It's like calling a helmet a hat.
I think it would be more like if I called bourbon a whiskey. It's still a whiskey. It's just also bourbon.
I disagree.
It's still a pan. It's a walk.
is not a pan. It's a walk.
A walk is a pan. A walk is a walk and a pan.
I
A walk
disagree.
is
Bourbon is a
more-
bourbon and a whiskey.
A walk is more of a bowl than is closer to a bowl than a pan.
A pan is just a wide bowl, a wide, shallow bowl that gets hot.
Yeah, but a pan just not pan. A walk is just a big giant bowl.
A wok is a metal object that gets hot that cooks things efficiently because of the way it's shaped. That's all that it is.
Next question.
Zebulon Waffle. Is it true that James got composed?
No.
You can edit that however you like.
Anyway, thanks for listening today, everybody. I hope you tune in next week. I have to look up what our actual episode is next week because I've lost all track after the whole hosting the community corner for Halo at Halo WC thing. I'm just going to keep on rocking that till I'm tired of talking about it. But we have a lot more to talk about as we go along because we have basically the rest of the battles to get through now. For those of you, again, who are joining us from HCS or even right now, who knows, PlayStation fans who are getting ready to play Halo for the first time.
I didn't even think about how good that could be for us.
Amazing, actually.
I did not. Yeah, people who like want to get caught up on like lore and stuff. If you know a PlayStation player who's wanting to get caught up, send them our way.
During the original discourse, when this was a rumor, I still remember my thought process being like, yeah, but if more people play Halo, more people will listen to this show.
Mm-hmm.
So
I have mixed opinions on it, but with the current state of Halo, I'm glad to have a good influx of players. I will say that there's going to be a very, very large influx of new players.
Austin, would you rather eat cereal out of a pan or a wok?
I would rather eat it out of a ceramic bowl.
Well, that's not an option right now.
a pan or a wok?
I
don't know.
They're neither of them are designed for this.
Yeah, but which one would you rather eat out of?
This is a very annoying question because I don't eat cereal, and I also.
Are you too good for cereal?
Are you
now?
struggling to answer a hypothetical?
No,
You might be an NPC.
I simply don't enjoy the premise of the question
Batman's gif in
as
the
if it would
chat.
get me on this. But for the sake of making the choice, knowing full well it doesn't change anything of what I said, I would eat out of a wok. It is still an oddly shaped pan.
I don't know.
I rest my case.
Seems like it's odd enough to be classified as a different kitchen utility.
What's a cast iron?
It's a pan. Because the rest of that
Why
is
isn't it a cast iron?
pan.
Why isn't it a cast iron?
But the rest of that sentence is cast iron pan.
It's called a skillet, actually. But why would we call it a cast iron? Why is it not just a cast?
Because skillets are pans.
Skillets or pans, so walks.
Say for chat, I have used giant
Not a
mixing
fan.
bowls for giant bowls of cereal in the past.
The next week's show, by the way, is talking because believe it or not, Halo 5 turned 10 years old this year.
Also, cast iron is a material, and there are many different cast iron things.
In the concept of a kitchen, which we both understood the context.
Someone said cast iron is an adjective.
Guys, in the context, we know what we're talking about. When I say go get the cast iron, I'm not talking about the cast iron juicer. I'm saying get my pan.
I've seen a cast iron saucepan.
Yes, but when I say go get the cast iron, I think people understand what I'm asking
I
for.
want to just say, if you have a cast iron saucepan, you have fallen for marketing at that point. You do not need a cast iron saucepan.
Those exist?
Yeah, you can get cast iron anything.
I mean, I know that. I guess I never even looked because I knew that that's wrong.
I go to the store and literally there's cast iron bread. What are those? What are
cast
they
iron
called?
bread, baby.
The baking sheets for bread that are like deep. They have an actual name. Someone who cooks, help me.
Someone who cooks, like
Someone who worked in
information.
a
I actually can't.
restaurant.
I actually can't remember what those are called.
Yeah, you can cast iron anything, but you can't walk anything.
I'm pretty sure it's just a baking pan.
I would love to see
Yeah,
a cast
sure.
iron wok and how heavy.
I know,
that
like
would
the
be.
ones that are bread shaped. I think it's just bread pan,
Yeah,
but there's literally.
I can see the benefit from heat distribution, but it's basically it. Otherwise, like
Glass is better.
pretty much, unless it's a fake Pyrex, then it'll explode.
But
That's a thing.
I refuse to fall for cast iron propaganda. You only need a cast iron pan.
Agreed. You can do anything with a cast iron pan.
There's like people with cast iron like utensils.
You've seen my collection. I have 3 cast iron pans of just different sizes.
I want to see a cast iron cutting
I'm more of a
board.
stainless guy.
I get both. I just like the concept of whatever it is I need it for. I like that. You know what?
I do say no to
cast iron cutting board. Because why not?
That wouldn't. Would that be bad?
But my stainless is cheap, so it already warped. So I need.
Yikes. Anyway,
I cook on high heat. I can't help it.
you just
Gonna cook on medium, man.
yeah. It's not meant for high heat.
I don't. Okay, when I say high, I mean like the high end of medium low.
I hate you a lot.
You just used high,
I
medium,
don't
and
like
low.
that guy. That guy is
You had
weird.
medium and low in
You
the
don't
same
like steel pan
sentence.
guy?
I don't like that guy. I think
He's the one who got me to get a steel pan.
I think he's a sham. I think there's something going on with him.
Fraud.
There's
Well,
something wrong.
I always like when he goes, "This is something the big Teflon doesn't want you to know."
No, dude, there's something up with him.
He's a fraud.
Halo 5 turned 10 years old this year, and I feel old about it. Okay? So we're talking about the Battle of Kamchatka next week.
And now you have 3 cast iron pans.
I've always had 3 cast iron pans.
I always have. Why is it just now a problem?
Tune in next week.
We like to have fun here.
This was not the Abuse Austin show. This is the Library Halo Lorecast, and I will not be disrespected.
The library was produced and published by JumperScape Audio. Funding was provided by our fantastic patrons on Patreon. If you enjoy the show and wish to support JumperScape's future projects or get some sweet benefits, join our Patreon at patreon.com/JumperScape or become part of this truly special community at discord.gg/JumperScape. Thank you for your listenership, and we hope you enjoyed.